Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well. If you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure that you click that subscribe button. Got lots more videos on the way very soon. First of all, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who supported the channel over the last few years. The channel has just surpassed 1 million views, which is great. That's quite a big achievement for me anyway. It's always been a milestone that I wanted to achieve, and we have just hit it. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, commented, shared or viewed the videos over the last few years. I enjoy making them for you guys, and hope to get to the next million very, very soon. So yeah, first of all, massive thank you for that. But in today's video, it's back to the model car content. Over the last few weeks, it's been quite busy with car shows, which is great. Absolutely love going to all the car shows. And if you haven't yet checked them out, I'll leave a link in the description for those videos. Some absolutely spectacular events over the last month. But we're back to the 143 scale collection models that I've got. Now, I haven't featured any 143 content for probably a few months now, and I know that there's a few collectors out there that subscribe to me that have 143 collections, and just other collectors who are interested in the scale. So we are back with a few auto art models on the table, and I've got a few other manufacturers as well that I'll be discussing today. But 143 scales are definitely creeping up in value at the moment. I'm not sure if it's kind of just me that's been noticing or keeping an eye on the prices of these 143 scales. And they're not the most popular scale, I don't think. I think it's 118, but 143 are holding their values very, very strongly at the moment. So I've got a couple of models on the table that I'll be kind of discussing their values at the moment, where they're going, and where I think the 143 prices will end up. But we've got some auto art models on the table. So let's start off with the Koenigsegg CCX. Now, as many of you guys know, Koenigsegg's, they've held up very well, 118 scale and 143 scale, especially the orange one. So if you've got an orange 118 Koenigsegg CCX, your prices tend to hover slightly more than the silver and the black version. I wouldn't say it's a lot more, but it depends on the collector. But orange is probably the most desirable color for a CCX. Now, I've got the 118 silver CCX, but I've got the orange 143 one. And prices at the moment, firstly, I've been on eBay this morning and I can't find one on eBay. So that tells a lot about the rarity of the model. You can't actually find one. But I think the last time I found a mint condition 143 scale CCX, it was coming up to around £100 for a 143 scale model. I think it's, prices will start to creep up over the next year, I think. Auto art 143 scale models, you can find them now. You can buy them for decent money. I think you'll definitely do well over the next 6 to 8 months. They are really, really strong in terms of their values at the moment. So yeah, the CCX in orange is definitely a really good one to get for. If you can get it for under £70, that's a really good steal. It does come with the roof, so the roof is underneath on the base, so you can display it with the roof on if you wish. But yeah, really, really detailed model car. Would definitely recommend getting one if you can find one on eBay or a diecast exchange site. They're really, really hot at the moment, the CCX 118. The next ones that I've got are also from Auto Art, but I've got other brands as well. Firstly, we've got the Mercy. So the Lamborghini Mercy, again, very rare, struggling to find them on eBay at the moment. They're not coming up to the same price as the CCX at the moment. They're kind of hovering around £60, £70 at the moment, but for a 143 scale model, that's still quite a lot of money. The size of the model, I think it's the rarity of them as well that's really pushing up the prices at the moment, because you really can't find it at the moment. I think that is the main point, the rarity of the model, not necessarily how expensive the model is when they are listed. It is just the rarity, and I think they obviously will continue to be as rare or even more rarer over time, because Auto Art aren't making these types of models anymore. So definitely getting an Auto Art 143 scale model would definitely be a good buy for anybody out there looking to get into the hobby. Definitely would recommend it. Next, we've got the Veyron. So these have always been strong on eBay. I've always kept an eye on Bugatti Veyron 143 prices. So they've always hovered around 70, 75 pounds. Even comes with the certificate of authenticity, just like the 118 scale models do, which is always a nice touch from Auto Art signature. But but these have always done really, really well, and they're so exceptionally detailed. I think people underestimate how much detail are in these models. They are just as detailed as the 118 scale models. Obviously, nothing opens on these models, but the detail in terms of the interior, the engine bay, the exterior is all really, really well done by Auto Art. So I really can't fault them at all. Next, we've got the SLR. Now, again, like the Veyron, they're kind of hovering around the £70 mark at the moment, probably maybe slightly more depending on colours. Colours do play quite a big part in 143 scales or any scale models really. But SLRs are very strong at the moment in terms of prices. Again, a really cool model and really well done by Auto Art. Really good levels of detail there. So those will kind of be my top 4 models to kind of look out for at the moment. If you can get them for a relatively decent price, I would recommend it. I don't think you'd probably lose any money on them. That's just my opinion. They've held up well over the last couple of years, which gives me confidence in the next couple of years moving forward. I can't see them dropping any more in price. But that's Auto Art. Let's have a look at some other brands that I've got on the table as well and discuss their future values too. So we've got a couple of models from Spark on the turntable. We've got the Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, the 6x6 version, and we've got the Pagani Zonda F 2005, both by Spark. Now Spark, like Auto Art, makes some of the kind of higher end, more detailed 143 scale models. Now I've got more Spark in my collection, but I've picked out 2 of my kind of favorites that I've got so far, and 2 that are particularly quite rare at the moment. Now, like the Auto Art versions, the 6x6 I got probably around kind of over 10 years ago now. Definitely, it was in the model car shop at the time. I went in to buy a 118 scale model. I think it was a Lexus LFA by Auto Art. And this was the first time I've seen a model of the 6x6. So I ended up leaving the store with the LFA and the 6x6. And yeah, I mean, prices of these have gone pretty crazy as well, considering I think I paid maybe around £35 for this model new. So it was a really good price at the time. But as the Auto Art models, you can't find them. I mean, I went to try and find one on eBay at the moment. I can't see a Spark models 143 6x6 for sale. They are so rare at the moment, and they are absolutely great models. The detail is really, really good. And because the 6x6 is so massive, the 143 scale is pretty big. It's probably my biggest 143 model that I've got, obviously due to the size of the original car. But yeah, it's really cool, pretty unique piece. And I haven't really seen many of these models on YouTube or on eBay or on Instagram, anywhere really. So that's quite an interesting model. Definitely one that I do like to have in the collection. It's quite a unique piece. And prices, as I said, have done really well. I paid around £35 for this model, brand new, over 10 years ago. And I can't really give you guys a price of what it's worth now because I've never ever seen one listed for sale. I think it's probably doubled its money quite easily over that time. I think it's possibly over 70, 80, maybe over £100 for the model. As I say, it's a very highly detailed top-end model. And until one gets listed on eBay or on a diecast exchange site, then we'll know. But as I say, really cool model, and if you can find one, I think definitely try and get it, because there isn't any or really many around at the moment. And exactly like the Pagani too. So the Pagani Zonda, another very rare piece from Spark. Again, there's none out there for sale at the moment on eBay as far as I've looked. Last time I saw, these were closing in on £100 a model, which again is really expensive considering new. They were probably under £35, probably around £30 new. So I bought most of these models over 10 years ago when they were direct from the manufacturer. So they've really done well over those over the last kind of 6, 7, 8 years. They've really held up their value. They've really gone up in price quite significantly, relatively speaking. But yeah, two really cool, unique, rare models on the turntable. And Spark in general is a really good brand for 143 scale models if you're looking to grow your collection or start a 143 scale collection. So really can't fault Spark enough. Keep an eye out for them. I think they're pretty good. Yeah, and you can find any models for a decent price, then definitely go for it. And lastly, we've got Mini Champs. Now, as many of you guys know, I've not been a massive fan of Mini Champs model, especially their 118 versions. But for their 143 scale, they do make some pretty cool and pretty decent models. So I've got a couple on the collection. Now, I've got quite a few 143 scale Mini Champs models. As I say, I do like them. They aren't as expensive as the Ultra or Spark versions, so it really gives you a good alternative into what other brands are out there at the moment where you don't have to spend upwards of £100 in collecting. But most of the 143 scale models are limited. So on the turntable, we've got the Veyron Super Sport, which is one of 1,600 pieces, and the Full GT, which is kind of one of just over 2,000 pieces. So again, they are relatively quite rare, and they aren't as expensive as some of the other models. So these are hovering probably around the £40 mark at the moment, I would say, £40 to £50, maybe slightly more depending on different specs and colours. But they're really cool models to get, and I think if you definitely want to grow your 143 scale or start a 143 scale and you don't want to spend upwards of £100 on Spark or Auto Art models, Mini Champs is definitely one for you guys to look into and look out. They make loads of different cars. So we've got supercars on the table, but we've got some of the kind of classic cars and like the Lamborghini Countach, for example, over there as well. So they make a wide range of different cars to really suit all types of collections, which I think is really, really cool. And I really can't fault any of their models. They make really cool 143 scale models with lots of detail. Now, again, I mean, their interiors probably aren't up to standard as maybe Auto Art or Spark, but they definitely aren't bad. And I think for the money, they are very good overall model cars. So that's kind of like my little quick video in terms of 143 scale end values at the moment. Definitely one to keep an eye out on. You can make money in 143 scale models. You just got to know kind of what to buy and when to buy it. But I think there is definitely a good opportunity there. And I know I've got a 143 scale model car collection that I want to share on the channel more often with you guys. So please stay tuned for lots more videos on that. And if you've got any suggestions, please do let me know, and I will do those videos. So please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon for lots more videos to come. Cheers. Bye.